Hey guys, so it's been a long time since I've made a video, and it's something that I've wanted to kind of start up again and get involved with again. I've been watching a lot of really cool YouTubers and people that I really admire and look up to, and I've changed a lot about my life in the last several years, so it's kind of something that I wanted to share with people. Oh, my name is Quinn. I'm 23 years old. My husband is a Marine, and we are currently living in Virginia and getting ready for another move. And it's just kind of a weird, crazy time in our life. A lot has changed, a lot has gone on in the last couple of years since I was making YouTube videos, and so I thought maybe now is a good time to kind of get reacquainted with YouTube. Okay, so like I said, a lot has changed in the last couple of years. In 2012, my husband and I moved here to Virginia, and we really felt God was leading us to something we didn't really understand at the time. There was a lot pushing us to go back to church. We both grew up in church, and we've always believed in God, but we both felt strongly like things weren't right. Things weren't the way they were supposed to be, and so we started going to church again. We sat down and studied the Bible with people that showed us, the truth about the Bible and the way that we were living and how it wasn't aligning with the scriptures. So, November 18th of 2012, my husband and I got baptized together, actually. He actually got baptized first, and then he turned around and was able to help baptize me. So it was really cool and really special. But because of that change, so much has changed in our lives. Just the way that I understand God, the way that I understand my life, and the changes that I want to make in my life, and continuing to grow and those kind of things. It all stems from my new faith and new belief in God. So, right now, basically I am learning how to be a good wife. The path that my husband and I were on was not a good one. We got married very young, and we just didn't really know anything about marriage. We didn't know the model of marriage, and so right now I'm just learning how to be a good wife. There's a lot of things in my character that I still need to change. I have changed a lot in the last couple of years, but there's still things that I need to grow and learn. I am also currently on a journey to health and fitness based on my faith in God. It's something that I've never associated the two before. I've never seen why my weight had anything to do with my relationship with God. I've never thought of it that way. I'm currently reading a book called Made to Crave. It's by Lisa something. I don't know how to say her last name. She's part of the ministry Proverbs 31, and it's so far an amazing book. I'm only about halfway through, but it is really just changing the way that I look at things, and the way it's really helping the way that I want to address my health and fitness goals. So yeah, that's kind of where I am right now. There's a lot of people that have been influencing me on YouTube. One person that has influenced me a lot recently, Maureen from Glitter and Groceries. I watch her YouTube channel, and sometimes it's hard to want to be on YouTube or want to connect with people whenever I'm in this weird stage in my life. I am only 23, but I just feel older because all my friends my age have kids. We want kids, and we'll see when that happens. So we have a lot in common in that aspect. Her desire is to be a mom and to be a homemaker, and so I feel like we have a lot of that in common. My desire is to be a homemaker, to be able to stay home, and I want to homeschool my kids and be there for, every activity, and I want to, raise them to love God. And so yeah, that's kind of where I am right now. A while back, Maureen posted a homemaker tag, and I just thought it was so great, and it really made me think about why I'm a homemaker and why I enjoy it and why it's what I want to do and why I'm passionate about it. So I decided to do that tag video. I have a list of questions. I'll leave them in the description below so that if you want to do the homemaker tag, you can, and I think it'd be really cool. So here we go. Okay, question 1. Growing up, did you want to become a homemaker? If not, what did you see yourself doing? Growing up, I never really thought about it. Before dating my husband, I don't think that I felt strongly about my future either way. Like, I didn't feel passionate about anything really. I've never had that dream that I'm like, yes, this is what I'm going to be when I grow up, I bounced around so much. I wanted to be an architect, and I wanted to be a teacher, and all those kind of things. Teacher is probably what I stayed with the longest, but I never felt super passionate. When my husband and I started dating, and when we got married, I really felt in my heart like I wanted to be a homemaker. I wanted to stay at home. I wanted to, have dinner on the table when he got home, those kind of things. I want to raise our kids at home. I want to homeschool. I want, keep a clean house and those kind of things. Like, that's just something that I felt more passionate about. But I didn't really admit it to a lot of people. I felt a lot of pressure from family, especially, but also friends and people that care about me. They wanted to know what my plan was for the future and whether I was going to go to school, because I got married in high school, and so I didn't go to college. I started a college course online, and it wasn't working out for me, mostly because I wasn't passionate about what I was doing. I was going for a associate's in business. Like, I don't care about that. So it wasn't something I was passionate about, something I didn't follow through with. So my family, I had a lot of pressure from them about going to school and what am I going to do with my life, and it didn't feel okay to tell them I wanted to be a homemaker. They wanted me to be independent and to not depend on my husband. I don't think that I'm dependent, and I also don't think that I need a plan B. Maybe that's naive, I don't know. I don't want to go to school for something I'm not passionate about. I enjoy volunteering here and teaching classes about the military lifestyle and just helping others. But if I were to go to school right now and I ended up pregnant, I would probably want to stay home. I don't know that I'd be passionate enough to continue going to school when I have a little baby at home, that I could watch grow and watch them learn and discover. Like, I don't know that I could do that. So that was a long-winded answer, but no, I didn't always see myself becoming a homemaker, but I didn't really see myself becoming anything else. So there we go. Okay, question number 2. What did your husband think about you wanting to be a homemaker? I don't know that we ever talked about it in full detail, because again, early on, I don't think we talked about it in full detail, because again, I wasn't really willing to admit to anyone that I wanted to stay home. It felt lazy. I've learned that it is not a lazy job to stay home and take care of your family, but I don't know, it felt lazy to me. I felt like I wasn't going to contribute, and so we didn't talk about it in detail at the time, because I was kind of fighting against it. I didn't want to admit it to myself. But now he's so supportive. He knows that I want to homeschool. He knows that I want to raise our kids. He knows that that's my desire and my passion. Of course, if I decided to go to school, he would be just as proud of me and just as supportive. If I decided that I wanted to go to work and do something outside the home, he would be just as supportive. He's just always there for me, and he's always supportive. So I've never really had to worry about that. Okay, number 3. Why do you think homemaking is so important? Okay, so I think homemaking is so important because I feel like it's biblical. I don't necessarily think that if people go outside the home that they're, sinning or not being biblical. I don't think that at all. I think that different things work for different people, and for us, I really feel like I'm doing what's best for my family by staying home. And where I see that in the Bible and why I think it's biblical for our family is mainly in Proverbs 31, which of course is the good majority of that is about the wife of noble character. And so Proverbs 31:23, it says, "Her husband is respected at the city gate, where he takes his seat among the elders of the land." And that's just a small portion of it. I wanted to just read the whole thing because I just think the whole chapter is so great. But that part really is important to me because I feel like if I'm doing whatever I can at home, if I'm taking care of all of the worries and all of the stress that I can take away from him, obviously I'm not going to be able to do everything for him. I'm not going to be able to take every stress away from my husband. But if I can do enough that when he comes home he doesn't have to worry, he doesn't have to stress, then he can just do his job and he can be, well respected by people, and he can, just do his job and be successful at it. I think that just being supportive, being at home, making sure that he has good food to eat and he has, clean uniforms and that, I'm just being a helper. I feel like that is setting my husband up for success, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And then also in Proverbs 31 verse 27, it says, "She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness." And I think for me that's why homemaking is so important, is because I see that it's fulfilling. I see that there's a reason and a purpose, and I'm watching over my home. So that's why I think it's important. Number 4, how do you think your family would function if you went back to work? I think we would do just fine. We would, for us it's not really any different right now because we don't have any kids, and I do a lot of volunteer work. There are a lot of days that I'm outside the home for the whole day, and on those days we do just fine. I put a meal in the crock pot and it's no real stress. But I feel like over time it would probably get a little more stressful, just not keeping up with the housework and not I'm sure that I would eventually forget meals at times, I wouldn't start the crock pot, or I just would be too tired when I got home to feel like cooking, and so I feel like over time it would probably put a lot of stress on us, and I don't think it would set my husband up for success. So for us right now, I think that this is the best thing. Moving forward, I've considered getting a job. I've always been a babysitter, so I don't really consider that working. I mean, I know it's work and I would get paid for it and stuff, but I've never really considered it a job. If I did something like that again, it wouldn't affect us at all. Okay, number 5. What were some things that you had to sacrifice in order to stay home with your family? I mean, I guess our biggest sacrifice has been financially. We are on a pretty tight budget. We follow the Dave Ramsey plan, and so we do cash envelopes, and there's been a lot that we've had to give up because we don't have that second income. So I can't always go out and buy new clothes, or we don't always have the newest electronics, or whatever. We buy a lot. We don't have a whole lot of home decor, and we've had to give up a lot of stuff or sacrifice a lot of stuff, but that's good anyway because I don't think that we need a lot of stuff. Yeah. And also we share a car, which can be challenging at times, but it's just one sacrifice that we've made, and it won't always be like this. So yeah, I guess that's it. And then the last question, number 6, any advice you can give to women wanting to become homemakers? My biggest advice would be to find a mentor. There's so many women that I look up to, women within my church, women within you know, my family and friends and just people that I look up to and admire, someone that you can learn from and grow from. A scripture that I really like and that I think about a lot is in Titus 2, verses 3 through 5. And so it says, "Likewise, teach the older women to be reverent in the way they live, not to be slanderers or addicted to much wine, but to teach what is good. Then they can urge the younger women to love their husbands and children, to be self-controlled and pure, to be busy at home, to be kind, and to be subject to their husbands, so that no one will malign the word of God." I think it's so great that I have women in my life that I can learn from, and that they've helped me to grow. They point out things in my character, they, you know, hold me accountable, and they inspire me most of all. But just seeing the joy that other women have really inspires me and brings me back to why I am Homemaker. So I think it's so important to have a mentor, someone you can look up to. Yeah, so that's about it. Thank you so much for watching this little tag video and a little introduction back to my channel. This is kind of just putting my foot back in the water and testing things out and seeing what I might learn from this. So yeah, I don't even know if you're gonna see this, because I am a little terrified, I guess. So anyway, if you do see this video, like it and subscribe to my channel if you want. If you would like to see more videos about the military lifestyle and the changes that are going on in my life, anything along those lines. So thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.